We've read the first 8 chapters of Candide last week. I have a few questions I want you to kind of look at, kind of think about, and we have the next 8 chapters, 9 through 16, assigned for this week. But I do want to kind of slow it down a little bit and just kind of revisit a little bit about what we've already read. Now that you've read it, you can kind of see exactly how fast paced this is. And I want to invite you to really slow it down and enjoy it and look at what Voltaire's doing. This is extremely economical. He is packing every sentence with ideas and he's doing quite a lot. And so if you just go for the plot and zip through it, you're going to miss 80% of what's happening in this book. So, one of the things to consider is what are people's names, right? Pangloss has kind of become synonymous with that type of hopeless optimistic philosophy where people will even still today refer to it as, a Panglossian hope. Um, but some of the other things, Candide, kind of a naive person. You can see that within the character there. Cunigande, it's kind of a dirty play on words. But then there's just some things that are kind of fun, like Baron Thunder Ten Tronc, right? It's just kind of fun, kind of goofy. So pay attention to those kinds of things and just slow it down and pay attention to that. Um, One of the things I kind of think is interesting is in this very first chapter, when we get the setting of the castle and everything is beautiful and everything is wonderful, and you have this idea that of course if you live in such an idyllic situation, is it easier at that point to believe I live in the best of all possible worlds? And is that the starting point from which Voltaire is taking us, of saying, well, of course, if you have everything, if you're living lavishly, if you are a creature of comfort, then to come to the idea that, oh my gosh, everything is for the best, really like ignores so much of the ugliness in the world that either allows you to live in such comfort or just obfuscates the reality of the world that you don't necessarily see, the things that are off of your peripheral view, so to speak. And so it's almost necessary for us at the very onset to remove both Pangloss and Candide from this beautiful, wonderful, best of all world castle situations to get them into the real world so they can have the experience and see, it's not exactly as nice as you think. In the second chapter, when Candide gets in with the Bulgarians, pay attention to how they kind of gloss him. Oh my gosh, you're 5'5". That's the perfect height. What are they really doing? How are they recruiting him and getting him into this? And just pay attention to, how they kind of treat this machinery of organized military chaos and the brutality that it hands out. The fact that when he looks back and he meets up with Pangloss later, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear what happened back at Thunder Ten Tronc?" Then you can see that him being removed when he did saved his life, and once again maybe illustrated that we live in the best of all possible worlds until whatever else happens to him. So consider not just what's happening, but how it fits within the philosophy that Voltaire is painting as he pans it, and see exactly how what he's saying and what he has happening is very specifically making commentary or criticizing the world in which he is observing. So, 4 questions. I want you to kind of look at those, think about those, and respond to those, and then we'll move forward with the new batch of reading. So, I look forward to it. This is a fun book.